Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Quest for Glory 4, Shadows of Darkness, The Thief Path. Well, we are currently here on day 4. It's midday and we have just gotten done doing a bit of training at the Adventurers Guild, and we restored the Chief Thief to humanity, such as it is. But we are now going to go visit Dr. Cranium, and I believe he should have a quest for us. Once we get past the doorbell, of course.
I believe I am on the verge of a major discovery. It came to me last night. I believe that there is a formula which can be used to create a rehydration solution. Such a solution could be used to restore fluidity to any substance or object that has become prematurely dry. If we can but manufacture Dr. Cranium's rehydration solution in sufficient quantities, we could rehydrate the great Shapirian Desert. Of course, there are a few small bugs to be worked out. It would take most of the water in the world's oceans to make that much solution. Then there's the tiny snag that I have not been able to remember the formula since awakening from the dream.
Alright, so, greet Dr. Cranium.
You say hello to the scientist.
Hello to the scientist.
You're always welcome in my laboratory. However, I do wish you would wipe your shoes a little more carefully before entering.
And we can tell him about Shapir.
You relate the tale of your journey to Shapir, how you saved 2 cities from the evil vizier Ad-Avis and his elemental minions.
Now you are talking science. The elements are the building blocks of everything in nature. I am sure I have never heard of anyone constructing creatures purely of a single element, but it certainly makes scientific sense. You say this Adavis referred to a dark master here in Moldavia? I am sure I have never heard of such a one here. There are rumors of strange goings-on in the castle, but I do not credit such tales without scientific observation to back them up.
Alright. Oh, music shut off.
I have been feeling a bit dehydrated lately. It is this dry mountain air. Perhaps when I complete my rehydration solution, I can do something about the problem.
Ah, there we go.
It is very important to understand the
And we'll go ahead and ask about our potions. But we can also ask about the rehydration solution, and we get another copyright protection thing here.
You need my world-famous rehydration solution. Unfortunately, I have forgotten the elemental formula of its mate.
And luckily I do happen to have this one set up, so it is pizza, pizza, wind, pizza, and pizza.
Yes, that sounds just right. By the way, I could use some goo for one of my experiments. It would be most kind if you could bring me some when you return for the rehydration solution.
So we gotta go get some goo, which is that green slime that we encountered when we first left the Cave of the Dark One.
Dr. Cranium's rehydration solution should be a shoo-in for the alchemical innovation of the Animal Ward. It contains the prime essence of the element of water in a perfectly condensed form.
And ask about the formula.
Oh, I do seem to be a little careless in keeping track of my scientific formulae. I have them all written down somewhere. I think it was in the margins of one of my books here.
Yeah, just in case you don't know where to find the formula, that lets you know it's in the manual for the game.
I spent some time in Spielberg last summer. Everyone there kept talking about some hero who did some sort of noble deeds there.
Yo.
You would think that they could find more excitement in the modern accomplishments of science. There seemed to be quite an infestation of baby Antwerps there for some reason. I took advantage of the opportunity to capture a number of them in very blunt cages for my experiments. The Baron did not even charge me very much for them.
Alright, that's got lightning.
I have come to the conclusion that fortunately,
Yeah, we got that in observation, don't we? We've done
the
this before.
scientist never fails to observe nature. Why, if I had not gone on an observation trip in the forest, I would never have found that garden with all the rare and exotic flora.
Ask about the garden.
There is a beautiful garden in the forest southeast of town. It contains several varieties of plants and trees that cannot be found anywhere else in this region. I had some fascinating experimental results with the bush I dug up there. Unfortunately, I was not able to keep it alive in captivity.
Ask about rare plants.
There used to be a bush that grew 7 different types of blossoms in the garden. There is still a tree that provides fruit in a very peculiar cycle. There are also many beautiful flowers and plants growing there. I am convinced that the garden must have been intentionally planted, as it contains specimens that are not native to this region. Whoever planted it clearly did not understand the basic tenets of ecology. Fortunately, few of the spores have spread to the wider forest so far.
Yeah, that would of course be Erana's garden.
The forest outside of town is quite a fascinating area. The trees are primarily deciduous with the occasional conifer. A wide variety of fauna inhabits the forest, providing great opportunities for scientific research and occasionally excitement of other kinds.
I.e., running from monsters trying to eat you. That's all we can get out of the doctor at the moment.
You say good.
Be sure to let me know of any scientific discoveries you should make here in Moldavia.
And that did not boost our intelligence or our ability to communicate, but we did get some points for getting the formula.
Rehydration may prove to be a crucial step on the way to an even more important discovery: instant water.
Instant water. Alright, well, with that done, we will make our way into the forest. And hey, we made it to the swamp without running into anything. Amazing how that happens when you're a sneaky sneak. Alright, so
You slowly fill your flask with the greasy, grimy goo.
oh, how alliterative, but we can also
You slowly fill your flask with the greasy, grimy goo.
we can fill up a few of
You slowly
these,
fill your flask with the greasy, grimy goo.
because we will actually need a few of them. But while we're here,
A delicately crafted bonsai bush looks totally out of place in a pool of dark, unhealthy-looking goo.
well, we can in fact do something about this. You can also throw rocks to dislodge it, but this way is a bit more fiefy.
You feel a tug on the line. Yes, you've hooked a big one. You carefully haul in the bonsai bush. Wipe some of the grimy goo off its roots and tie it to your backpack. The grapnel grabs you. With a bit of coaxing, you manage to get it to let it go.
Now we could just climb down the gate, but, well, not the gate, but the path. Thinking about the gate on the next screen. And while we're here, we might as well go check in on the Rusalka again. I don't think we'll get any more conversation out of her, but...
Hi again. I'd hoped you'd come back. It gets lonely here with no one to talk to but the fish. You know, we'd better not touch. I'd have to drag you to your death, and I really don't want to do that. You've been kind to me, and I like you. Welcome back. You seem to be finding your way nicely in Mordavia.
And how about adventures?
You sure have been a lot of places. The only place I've been besides the lake is a swamp, and that's not exactly a tourist attraction. I may have been places while I was alive, but I can't remember back that far.
Yeah, ask about Rusalka.
I swim a lot and comb my hair and look for people to drag to their deaths. It's not exactly a busy schedule. The swamp to the southeast is a very scary place. I swam there once out of curiosity. I was combing the weed and goo from my hair for weeks afterwards. The will-o'-the-wisps were friendly enough, but those grasping arms, ugh. Weirdest of all were the creatures standing guard near some sort of tomb. Well, I'm not going back to that swamp for anything.
Will-o'-wisps.
Will-o'-the-wisps are the souls of lost children. They play around the swamp at night. They look like little sparkles of light. Watch it, though. They love to play hide-and-go-seek in the swamp, and most people who try to follow them there don't return. I call it a tomb, but it was more like some sort of pillar. It felt magical and very, very cold, even to me. I stay as far away from it as I can. Scary. The guards near the tomb were really weird. They looked like they had been human once. Now I don't know what they are. Well, they aren't dead or undead, as far as I can tell. Just awful.
Alright, we'll try grasping arms.
The grasping arms will try to drag anyone into the swamp. Now, they can't get you if you stick to the grassy areas, but I don't recommend you go visiting there.
Very helpful advice.
Mermaid? What do I know of mermaids? I'm a Rusalka. You do realize I'm undead, don't you? I mean, it's not like I have a life here. I live... well, maybe not live exactly, but I do reside here. It's a nice lake, but as a recreation area, it leaves something to be desired. The only boats around here are sitting at the bottom. Fishing tends to catch the fishermen. The swimming's pretty good if you don't mind drowning. All in all, it's not an ideal vacation spot.
And sadly, that's all we can really do for her as a thief.
It was great talking to you again. Come back soon.
I think we do get an honor boost if we keep giving her flowers, though. Oh, and just for comedy's sake.
That's really very nice of you, but I've been told that too much candy is bad for you. Thank you. That's really very... Thank you.
Okay, that didn't boost my honor, but hey, climbing and my stealth went up a bit more. And intelligence. Alright, well... I think we've got enough time to explore a bit more of the forest, because we haven't done much of that since we got here. Mostly because as a thief, we really do not need to go around the forest that much. We'll go check in on Boris real quick.
Good day and welcome back. Have you been enjoying your adventures around here? Good day and welcome back. You know, it is nice to be able to snuggle with my Olga again on these cold nights. Thank you for getting us back together.
Yeah, it's about the castle.
The castle is very quiet during the daytime, but I have heard noises and seen lights in the windows at night.
Ask about vampires.
The people of the town are frightened peasants. Just because no one has ever seen anyone from the castle during the day, they tell tales of monsters in the night. I have worked as a gatekeeper here for many years. I wear no garlic and fear no vampires. After all, when someone goes looking for trouble, he will always find it.
Well, that does seem to be true of me.
I have heard the wolves howl at night, but who is to say that they are werewolves?
Werewolf? Werewolf. Were castle.
Mordavia has changed little in all the time I have lived here.
Alright. I don't think we ever get anything more useful than that out of Boris.
Farewell.
But a little bit of conversation, and we did get an honor boost for confirming
May the sun and the moon keep watch over you.
that he and his wife are together again. Alright, well, now we're just south of the graveyard, but we're not going to go there. Instead, we're going to go talk to somebody we have not been to before.
The bush looks a little strange, almost as though it is sitting rather than growing in its place.
You hear a giggle from behind the bush. Then a squeaky voice asks, "One and one make three. Tell me what you make of me." Reading, rating, riddling game. Can you tell me what's my name? Well, we can actually guess a couple of things, but the answer is it is a Leshy, which is a mischievous forest spirit.
Tell the creature it's called the Leshy.
Leshy, sorry.
Ah, that's the price of too much fame. Now you've gone and guessed my name. Leshy, Leshy, look and see. In a bush or up a tree. Leshy, Leshy, riddle rhyme. Can you solve them every time?
And we do get points for solving each of his riddles. And we have to chase it around to find where the Leshy is hiding this time.
Two and two make six. A little bush is in a fix. If you save a plant from goo, I can help you with a clue.
And say hello.
You say, hello, but there is no response other than the faint rustling of the plants near you.
Tell about the bush.
You tell the Leshy. You guess it's some sort of bush.
Oh, you're just guessing. I want you to bring me a shrubbery.
Yes, they totally went there.
6 and 7 make 13. Plant it in a garden green. Flowers bloom and waters flow. Plant the bush where it will grow.
Well, we saved the bush already, and there's one garden I can think of that might make a good home for it.
Phew. A gruesome, horrible...
Thankfully, Erana's garden is not too far away.
You have come to a beautiful garden deep within the forest. A stream flows gently in a loop around the central island. Feelings of peace and harmony permeate the area.
And the Erana's garden theme is probably my favorite bit of game music ever. Although it sounds much more sweet on a modern sound card. The original version of this I played, it had what sounded more like wailing guitars playing this theme, but it still sounds pretty awesome. Anyway.
The stream is wider and slower at this point. It almost looks like a small pond. You take a drink of the cool water. It tastes like wild strawberries. You fill your flask to the top with fresh, sparkling water.
Yeah, unfortunately, unlike the Pool of Peace, it doesn't act as a stamina potion.
The fruit tree is laden with luscious-looking fruits of many kinds. It must be one of the rare mixed fruit trees.
We can try and take some fruit.
As you approach the tree, the fruit vanishes. Must be that low-calorie kind.
Actually, it's magic fruit that acts as a mana restore potion, but in order to pick the fruit, you have to cast a fetch spell on it. But
it doesn't bud. You discover 30 crowns hidden there. You accept it as a gift from Erana.
Which sounds much better than me just grabbing loose change off the ground.
You pick a few of the beautiful flowers.
Alright, so thankfully there's a convenient hole dug right here.
You plant the bonsai in the hole and scrape some of the rich soil around it. In moments, the bush begins to grow and blossom before your eyes. You water the bonsai bush. You fill your...
Yeah, this doesn't do anything, but
You fill your...
it does make you feel good knowing that we saved that plant, doesn't it?
The bonsai bush is thriving in the rich soil. You have come to a beautiful garden.
Yeah, same description as before.
Why?
Okay, well let's go back to the Leshy and see if we can get another clue from him. And it's amazing, we haven't run into one monster this whole time walking around the forest today.
Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oops! Hi there! Three and three make 9. Who lives among the watery brine? Fishy, squishy riddles make. Tell me now, who's in the lake?
Well, that would be the Rusalka.
1 and 2 and 3 make 6. Who hides her hut behind trick sticks? Magic message. Bushes here. In the rhyme with disappear.
And this would be a clue as to how we get to Baba Yaga's hut with where she's hidden, but we're not going to go there just yet. Because I think we have just enough time in this chapter to make our way back to Dr. Cranium. Oh, hey, here's a Wyrn. choice. Wyvern, Wren, Poison Dragon thingy.
You've whopped the wyvern. It now lies still like many of its victims before. The wyvern has no place to carry treasure. This is one reason why dragon hunting is far more popular.
And let's see, how much time?
After that feels good.
Alright, well, after that, let's see, how am I doing stat-wise? Yeah, dodge went up, weapon use went up a bit, intelligence, agility, vitality, and luck all jumped pretty well. I think we have just enough time to go back to Dr. Cranium and get that rehydration solution.
Ah, it is truly a beautiful day for science, is it not, my young friend? The sun has risen right on schedule and will undoubtedly set according to the proper laws of celestial mechanics.
You say
You are all...
Alright, let's give him one flask of Grugu.
That is terrific! This is just what I need for my experiments. As I promised, here is your rehydration solution.
Which... Dr. Cream's patented rehydration solution bears a suspicious resemblance to an ordinary flask of water, or flask of ordinary water.
you say
Be sure to...
So what are we going to do with that rehydration solution?
I've been thinking a bit about that castle on the mountain lately. Such a castle might make a wonderful environment for scientific research. Perhaps someday one of my descendants will work in a castle like that.
That would, of course, be a shout-out to the classic educational game, The Castle of Dr. Brain. Well,
Still you remain. It is a wonder you have managed to live so long.
it's not that amazing, thank you. Oh, an interesting bit about the timing. I believe if we go ahead and rest 60
after
minutes,
some rest,
the Burgermeister does shut his doors as dusk arrives. Well, I am going to go ahead and close this chapter out here, and next time we will return to the inn to visit with one more resident of Mordavia we have yet to speak to. And then we are going to go make use of this rehydration solution. I'll see you next time.